Did you know that billions of human beings contribute to water pollution daily? This matters because water is essential in our everyday lives. Most human beings don't stop to think about the impact that it does to our environments. Humans don't just depend on clean drinking water, so do animals. If you contribute to water pollution, you're decreasing the life expectancy amongst these animals you see here. I'm going to be showing you images that are devastating in hopes it makes you change your mind the next time you contribute to water pollution. It is our responsibility to preserve all water resources as we have billions of people relying on it just to survive. And with that being said, with great power comes, that's right, great social change.
Litter. What does this word mean to you? While many people simply see it as a lazy habit, it is surprising to learn that it's not only damaging to our cities, but directly to your physical health. Every time a storm rolls in, the rainwater has nowhere to absorb through the concrete and asphalt that makes up our infrastructure. And as it gets swept along the streets, it picks up every piece of debris, bacteria, and dirt and leaks into our waterways before it has a chance to be properly treated. While eliminating litter is essential to solving the problem, a change in infrastructure might be just as impactful city. Low-impact development is the solution. If we incorporate more natural elements into the design of our streets and sidewalks, we can help regulate stormwater pollution. We can do this by using bioretention areas. A bioretention area is simply a small plot of vegetation and soil that can be used to collect early runoff sediment and filter the water before allowing it to soak back into the ground safely. By allowing plants and soil to do their natural job, we can more easily stop the flow of rainwater over our streets and eliminate a high amount of the sources of pollution. While this is a difficult task and will take lots of time and effort to implement, there are other ways to help stop the spread of pollution just from your household. All the oils, cleaning products, and medicine that goes down the drain or in the trash all end up in the same places, our lakes, rivers, and oceans. Microplastics and dangerous fertilizers often leak into our groundwater and essentially act as poison that ends up in your body. By switching to biodegradable options such as compost that you can get from garden centers and landscape suppliers, and steering away from synthetic plastics and heavy metals that damage the environment, you too can help create a better environment for our water sustainability. Being aware of your own habits and making sure you take full advantage of commercial recycling centers is vital to keeping our water safe for the near future.
The next question to ask would be, what if we actually implement these solutions? What would it look like?
If us individuals started using water barrels like this one, on a large enough scale, we could see millions of gallons of water prevented from entering into a runoff that picks up all the grime and trash off our streets and yards and protect all bodies of water.
And as San Antonio continues to grow, the city would prioritize new bioretention areas instead of sewers like this in influential regions. One of these influential regions relating to our water is northern San Antonio, where large population growth is happening and where a major Edwards Aquifer recharge zone is.
Not only this, but in changing how we deal with our waste, like individuals using more reusables,
And governments figuring out how to recycle.
we will change what goes into our water. As of now, humans ingest around 5 grams of plastic every week, equivalent to this Domino's gift card. And as an example for how big the plastic pollution is in our oceans, the Pacific Ocean has a soup of plastic about twice the size of Texas. But if we change the way we go about our waste, not only will we prevent our waters and lands from experiencing additional pollution, but we can begin to remove the current waste and repurpose it, effectively removing the sources of microplastics and many health issues worldwide. There are many other ways we could see our success indicated, but one thing can be certain. As time passes by and the effects of climate change continue, the necessity for keeping our water clean will become only more relevant. With these solutions set in place, we would be well prepared for whatever comes forward.
Now we are in a critical time for our drinking supply. As the world heats up from global warming and as data centers use up more water to cool their systems, we need to think about how we can be responsible for our water, how we can not pollute our water. We can think of this through several ways. One is through social responsibility. When we think of social responsibility, we think of our friends, our family, even our pets. We think about what we care about most. And when we think about that, we want to protect that. That's why when we think of our family, we should think of the water supply that sustains them, that keeps them healthy and thriving. Another thing we can think of is through group influence. When we're in small groups, not a lot can be done, especially when it comes to the environment. But when we're in bigger groups, we are more inclined to partner up and think of ways that we can make a difference. Say through neighborhood programs. Through neighborhood programs, if the more neighbors that are in, the more other neighbors would want to join, to not be left out of the group. This all goes through behavior change. Behavior change is when we modify our own actions in response to external or internal stimuli that will better help us grow and make healthier decisions.